Well, hey there, guys who's ever watching, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever in the world you are, and whatever caused you to tune into this video. I guess I'm making this video to remind you of the importance of understanding that you don't have to go to the funeral of someone who you are estranged from. I'm making these videos because I'm convincing myself that the decision I made not to go to my mother's funeral was the right one because of the nature of my dysfunctional relationship with my sister and her ex-husband, and unfortunately my niece and my nephew became estranged from me because I was estranged from their mother. So that's a real nasty situation. And of course, while my mother and my father were alive, they were only interested in my sister. They were only interested in her because she was rich. I wasn't rich. I was the regular guy, the guy who struggled to get a job, or who might have kept a job for a few months, then lost it because there was downsizing, and then had to go out and do a completely different job that his education didn't even reflect, like roofing or whatever, something like that. I'm the kind of guy who did all kinds of different types of jobs just to try and survive. And anyway, my sister is super rich, and I still decided not to go to the funeral for my mother because, you know what? None of it fucking matters anymore. I guess that's what it is. There's no way for me to put it into words. None of it fucking matters anymore. It's okay to grieve someone's death, that they're dead, they're gone. We can be sad, we can mourn, but at some point we gotta acknowledge they're dead and then stop lamenting over their death. We have to move on. We have to move forward. We have to make progress, whether it's your mother or not. You've got to keep moving forward and just stop thinking about the past and bringing up the past, especially if you come from an estranged family. Why would you want to go back and mourn the death of your mother, who you were estranged from, who while she was alive never contacted you, never reached out to you, never cared how you were doing, never asked how you were doing, never always laughed at every argument you made or every suggestion you ever made about anything? It was just a joke to her. They don't take you seriously. They don't emotionally give a crap about you. Why would you go and celebrate an estranged family member's funeral when they didn't give a crap about you while you were alive? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And to pretend otherwise, that we can pretend, what's the point of pretending? You're not fooling anybody but your own true self. Be yourself. Just accept it. They didn't like you and you didn't like them. Just because they're your biological parents and you're their biological son doesn't mean you have to like them. Doesn't mean you have to like them. I mean, there are many, many people in the exact same situation that you're in right now. Estranged families, funerals you don't want to go to because the people that have passed away had no respect for you and you had no respect for them. So why go and respect them at their funeral when they don't even want you to talk to you when they were alive? It doesn't make sense to me. There's no logic in it. And what I find is that people who are narcissistic, they'll invite you to these funerals so that they can just use you as their emotional dumping ground and try and get so much attention from them arranging the funeral and the service. And the narcissist will try to get so much attention, making all these arrangements and focusing more on the attention of the service instead of the person you're supposed to be mourning in the first place. Isn't that the whole purpose of a funeral, is to go mourn someone and then go home? So as far as I'm concerned, if you're struggling with not going to a family member's funeral who is estranged, who's been maybe died only a few nights ago, but has been actually dead to you for like 10 years in your mind because you had to make them unalive in your mind in order for you to keep going on with your life because of all the abuse that they inflicted on you. You had to pretend they didn't know, pretend they weren't alive anymore because you were never able to speak to them while they were alive about anything that mattered, concerned matters of the heart. So if that's the case, why go and mourn their funeral when you haven't spoken to them, and for all intents and purposes they weren't alive 10 years before they actually died? Not in your mind they weren't anyway, because you had to estrange yourself from them. So anyway, I'm just making this video to let you guys know that it's okay to just say the fuck with it, the hell with it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm going to live my life. Life is short. I'm not going to go back and revisit the past if it has no value to my mental health. If I have to go back and visit a funeral of a person that's estranged, doesn't matter if it's your mother or your father, blood is not thicker than water. There are people out there who will love you more than your own family member. Because if your own family member can abuse you and neglect you and make fun of you and laugh at you and just, relish your tears, that's not someone that's a good family member. And that's not someone whose funeral you want to go and attend. You want to stay away from that stuff. You want to break the cycle of abuse. Amen. I'm done.